All right, we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's a podium to be back every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight as we preview and review in the world of motorsport. Aaron Sambane Johnson, where the president, you spoke, privileged to host him on this 18th of March 2024. On the line, we have our very own Hamza Anwar from Kenya. We are regarding motorsport as he prepares. Problem child as prepares for the safari, which is upon us from the 28th to 31st of this month. 2024 Eroni achivama ka box hajamu bituli. Okay, Hamza, good evening and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Good evening to everyone from Uganda, everyone listening in, everyone tuned in.
Okay, how are you? How is Kenya? How is Nairobi?
Not bad. Nairobi is very warm, but we're expecting some rain showers during the rally. It's looking like it's going to rain on Friday, so it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. Okay, you're live on FUFA TV as well as on 102.1 FUFA FM. I'm only requesting you to say hello to our dear listeners and viewers.
All right.
Okay, Hamza, we kick it off with, you can run us through your motorsports biography. Probably it could be in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'll try and be as quick as I can. It's become quite long over the last few years. So I started proper competition in 2017. And I started with autocrossing. So in Uganda, you call them sprints, I believe. But the difference in Kenya is we drive single without co-driver. And usually it's a twin track or a single track. And yeah, so quickly I rose through the ranks. I started with a buggy that I built myself. Then slowly worked on some sponsorship. In 2018, my first rally was the East African Mini Classic. It was a 4 to 5 day event and a very good competition, tough event. And we were actually lying 5th, but I think we finished 7th overall. And then from there, my rallying career started. So 2018, I bought Toyota Sprinter. Did it up a little bit, got some sponsorship, and I think I finished 12th and 10th in one KNRC. And then, I continued my autocrossing, like the sprints, like you say in Uganda. In 2019, I moved to the bigger four-wheel drive class, and I had to go back and study, and in the UK. But in 2020, during COVID, I made a comeback with a birthday present, which was a Subaru GVB in the Guru Nanak Rally. And I think that's what got me the name in Tanzania of Tototundu. So from there, that's where the journey began. I did Equator Rally, finished 5th in ARC and 3rd overall in KNRC. This was 2021 Equator Rally. And then, Safari came and the Rally Stars project took over. And from there on, I think everyone knows what happened.
Okay, thank you very much. Any accolades you've won in that in your career, so?
So I've never actually won rally, although I've led a few. But hopefully we're due soon. I've won 2 Junior Africa Rally Championship titles, 2023 and 2022, so back to back, and 3rd in the championship in 2022. Just done the Junior WRC and was lying on good podiums, but unfortunately some bad luck and lack of experience didn't allow me to seal the podiums. But so far so good. We're looking forward.
Okay. Then the question is, we used to, let me get your input regarding, why do you think Kenya's number of entries have dwindled in the past couple of years? Because previously we used to have a huge number of entries, but apparently it isn't the case. What do you attribute that to? And what could be the solution anyway?
Okay. I don't mean to be controversial or anything, but also the economy, to be honest, hasn't been so great lately, and but sometimes there's always sometimes something has to have a rebirth. And I think it's pretty cool that new drivers have starting. There's a lot of young drivers coming up, and we have Jasmeet Chana has upgraded to an R5. We have Sam Anwar, we have Yasin from Uganda who comes and gives us some action. Karan Patel hopefully will support the local championship. So I don't say the Kenya National is dead, although it's having a couple of issues that it's trying to sort out. It's building its way back up. But it's been a very famous championship and a very successful championship since the early days. My memory goes back to 2005 as a small kid going to watch. So the pedigree of rallying in Kenya is very high, and out of all of Africa, it's always fun dicing with Uganda, with Tanzania, Zambia, also Rwanda sometimes. So I guess the competition level in Africa is high, so and it's growing ever so ever. And some of us have been going to Europe. I went to the JWRC, so surely it's I think it'll pick up quite soon, hopefully sooner than we expect.
Okay, so then we saw the return of the Safari Rally in after the disappearance of 19 years. You had guys hosted the candidate event in 2019, very successful one. Then 2020, we had the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The event didn't take place. So 2021, 22, 23, and even this year it's upon us. What has been the impact of the Safari Rally to Kenyan motorsport and to Kenya as a country, even Africa as a whole, in your own perspective?
No, this is fantastic. This is the way forward. Respectfully, the rally came back. We were given the support. The government, the Kenyan government, also backed a lot of it to come back, and there was a lot of members who worked really hard to get it to where it was and where it's reached. Hopefully, we can continue that. We look forward. It's amazing. It's just a matter of time. We're going to start to have, already Uganda is now participating with the Rally 2 car with Yasin, and there's going to be some more competition hopefully coming up soon. So we look forward to it, and I think it's the future. We have a WRC, a World Rally Championship event in Africa, and what other event to do it than the known Safari Rally.
Okay, you've gotten a chance of competing on the World Rally Championship last year. 2022 we had Makreke Mathi. 2023 you've been doing the champion. You can maybe run us through how does it feel to compete outside Africa? Because I saw in Sweden and a couple of other events. How does it feel to compete outside Africa? And what's the reception of those people to you guys who come from on the African continent?
It feels amazing. In Africa, our racing is, yes, it's competitive, but you have when you go to the Junior World Rally Championship, it's like you're the top 9 best or top 10 best in the world right now, and you've all been put together in a bowl with the same cars, the same machinery, the same backing, and you're told go. So it's amazing, no African has ever really performed in the junior WRC so strongly before. So we were very proud of that. We lost maybe 3 podiums, unfortunately. One being on a tarmac event, being our first time out on tarmac, having no clue how to drive on the tarmac. And but it was amazing because I'm a quick learner, and it was good to get the exposure, and also we can help the youth, and we know how to go about things a little better now. And we look forward to hopefully more drivers coming on board and pushing the level of competition up, because when you're going to Europe, you're sitting now with it's a very serious environment, and not to say Africa isn't, but the level of competition is so high, and it was amazing to actually witness that and be part of it, and also prove that Africa has got what it takes, and we should have confidence in ourselves. It's just about training, practice, backing, and determination.
Yeah, but looking at the times, what makes those guys much better than us who come from this continent? Is it because they grow up racing, they are supported much better than people from this continent? What's the difference?
No, of course. The amount of backing the international boys from Europe especially have, and the amount of rally. We were looking at the average amount of rallies I had done compared to the rest of the top of the field, and boys were between 80, 90, 100 plus rallies, and I was looking at a mere 30 rallies, coming up to just 30 rallies. So you can understand with the experience and seat time and backing and proper institutes. We lack a lot of this in Africa, in Kenya, of course, because we're developing nations. But nevertheless, we enjoy ourselves. We have a good battle for our exposure levels, and we look forward now. The future is bright. There's a lot of new blood in the game, and I think this was a transition from the older generation handing over to the newer generation. So I take it positively, and I hope we can really push.
Okay, then when it gets to the ARC, we just talked about winning the junior ARC in 2022 and 2023. Any plans of you doing it this year again? Probably going in for a hat-trick and defend, or going to defend it, or going in for a hat-trick of wins, and probably with another car, or maintaining the Evo 10.
Definitely, Africa Eco Motorsports has invested in a Rally 3. So it's looking positive. Hopefully, with the new management, we can take over a new vehicle, perhaps upgrade to an R5 this year. I think I've done the championship for 3 years now, and I wanna disturb the big boys up there. Looking forward to it. I'm not going to speak too much. I don't want to get too cocky, but why not? We're also there to give a good, people a good run of their money.
You don't want to let the cat out of the box.
Sorry?
You don't want to let the cat out of the box.
No. Problem child doesn't care, so he gives it as it is. So, hopefully we're upgrading to Rally 2 R5 machinery this year. In case we don't seal the sponsorship deals that we're working on as a team. There's a Rally 3. We have a couple of options. So, we say Alhamdulillah, whatever it is, we're going to give it a good try.
Okay, but then maybe for the betterment of our listeners and viewers, what does it feel? You can probably give us a contextual feeling of driving the R3, because there are new cars on the continent. We've only seen Kenyans driving them, you and Makureki Matthew, as well as Jeremy Wahoma as well. What does it, even the lady as well in there, what does it feel to drive that car? And what feelings do you have, because you've driven the Group N car, that's the Evo 10, you've driven the R5 previously, you came in Kampala and drove the R5, that was the Ford, then you've driven the R3, all sorts of cars. What are the difference between the R3, because it's a three-cylinder, it has 3 cylinders of its engine, but maybe you can give us that feeling that you have in comparison to the Evo, to the Group N or the Evo 10.
Look, at the end of the day, how I look at it, it's always the driver. I believe a good driver, you can put him in anything and he'll be competitive. But of course, if you look at the I mean, like an Evo 10 is more than 10 years old, and you look at the Rally 3, which is just, it's the latest bit of technology. So of course, if you have an iPhone 6, it will do the job. But if you have the latest iPhone right now, of course it's going to perform better and it's healthier. So it's the same concept with the Rally 3. And what comes with the Rally 3 is the driving style is very unique and requires, very thorough pace notes. The car is very fast, very light, very agile, and it's a very strong car, to be honest. But we are still trying to find, a medium happy ground on maintaining the vehicle, because it still comes with a cost. But we look forward to testing the car. We're going to be uploading on our social media and our YouTube channel that we're launching soon on, our own tutorial to an African spec, a Safari spec Rally 3 that we're going to develop with Africa Eco Motorsport. We look forward. We look forward to posting and sharing with all our viewers and all our fans, family and friends on what this little car can do. And maybe, who knows, we could do a comparison of both cars as well.
Okay, then let's get back here to you guys. You came here sometime and did drive that R5. I think you co-driven by some co-driver called Raymond Munyigwa. Nowadays, he even changed his name. It's called Raymond 5. Ever since sitting in that R5, it must have been a very good experience. But what what did you make of Ugana's competition when you came out here to compete?
No, he's my boy. I love anyone that breaks a sweat in the car with me. It's such a pleasure. But the R5 was, it was the first time driving the car. Learning it. I didn't know much at that point on how to even operate the anti-lag, but it was good fun. Unfortunately, the car, we barely came with the spare part because it was just for a bit of exhibition driving. But the rear, I think the sway bar had snapped. So the car was really all over the place, and I really enjoyed myself. The crowds were amazing, and even in that all the rain and the mud, it was just amazing. The atmosphere was lovely. I do hope I can come again next time with a lot more camaraderie, and maybe we can make it like a race of champions. Each year we can move the crowd or something. Maybe that would be really interesting. Get the best of each country to get together and kind of sit in the same car and everyone go at it. I think that would be a really good concept to look into.
Yeah.
But Raymond was amazing. He was looking at me when I told I gave him my notes. I think he looked at me for a second like I was a bit psycho. But it was good. He was calling the notes quite good, to be honest. So and he was a good laugh as well. So but I don't want to talk too much about Raymond. Adnan might be listening and tuning in. He might kill me.
Let me tell you something. Ever since he sat in that car, he changed his walking styles, he changed his jazzing styles, he changed his posture. Everything about him changed ever since he sat in that. We're only requesting you that kindly do us a favor. When you get back to Kampala, get another co-driver. Don't give him another drive, because if you do, then he'll definitely be all over the place. Okay, Hamza, your anticipations ahead of the safari, which is upon us from the 28th to 31st of this month. It's a week. Is the car in good shape? Have you done some bit of tests, and how ready are you? How ready is the team?
Okay, well, I've not made it official yet, but I might as well. So we are going to drive a two-wheel drive Rally 5 car. So that means a two-wheel drive, non-turbo, naturally aspirated car. So it's a Ford Fiesta. Because of the running costs and it'll be a bit more lenient on us as a team. So I think I'll be representing the project as a solo driver.
That's the R2.
It'll be a challenge, but I like a challenge because I think I'd like to come in an R5 when I'm really I've got to grips with it. I mean, I don't mind if I get the drive, but I'd rather practice a little more in a Rally 2 car and then come back, when I'm ripe. But, for now we're going to be humble and drive the Rally 5. But I drove it and had a small shakedown the other day, and I can say it's quite a little pokey car. And it's a 5-speed sequential 1.6 liter naturally aspirated Ford Fiesta M Sport 2-wheel drive car. Formerly it was called R2. So we've done some development on it since we got it. And a bit of setup, so looking forward to making a solid performance in the Safari, and we won't be up there in speed because of course it's not a very superior car, but we're going to make the most of it, and let's see what we can do in this little doo-doo. By doo-doo we call it a small insect.
Yeah, is that the one like previously driven by Shama Muhammad and Roy Smith?
Yes, it is correct. We acquired the car a while ago, and I think let's give it a shot. And it's a little bit more affordable for Problem Child. So let's see.
Okay, because I remember.
Some fun, and the challenge is on. Don't underestimate this performance.
I remember that car came here in Uganda in 2016, and Shama Muhammad finished 5th overall. Very, very good times he was posting. That event was won by Hassan Alwi.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in 2016 he was 5th overall. Okay, Hamza, your parting shots too, because you have very many fans in Kampala in Uganda. They call you the Problem Child. Where did you pick that name from? Is it from Uganda or from Kenya?
I think, no, it's definitely not from Kenya. It's a Uganda name. The Ugandans named me Problem Child. I love you guys. And it's, I know it's, I'm not really a child. I'm quite a big, tall child. But, it goes a long way. It has its reasons. I think when I came down in 2020... or 2022?
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
It was unfortunate, but we were dicing with Jas and having a good battle. So, and we were both in R4s. So I think, and we passed our fellow teammates on the road as well. I think when the terrain is muddy, we seem to be quite confident. So we were dicing with Uncle Jas, and that was a pleasure because he's been a driver that I've always looked up to my whole life in my childhood. He used to be setting pace with my dad back in the day, so that was really incredible. And I think we were challenging for the victory of the rally, and I think I just saw too much red on the windscreen, and we kept going a little too hard, and unfortunately we broke a pin on the upper arm on the rear right, and that was us for the rally. But that was, I think, people were shocked at how the black R4 was, it's a matte black. It looks really mean, and coming through the sugarcane plantations, it looked like a beast. So I think they were just they were really intrigued and happy, and that really makes me happy as well. I grew up looking at rally drivers, and when they'd set a car sideways around the corner, it would mean everything to me. It was just an amazing experience. It's I live for this, and it gives me a lot of self-satisfaction. So whenever I see everyone, that's why sometimes I'm a bit more flamboyant, and people say Hamza isn't clean and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, just go home. Like Craig Kamati says, go home.
And okay, Hamza, thank you very, very much for sparing some time and joining us on this evening. Definitely get back to you in the near future. And thanks for sparing some time. But your parting shots to the motorsport fans out there?
Guys, keep safe. Always be careful. Problem child could be cutting inside a corner very naughtily. The banks, be wary of the banks. But we love you all from me and Adnan, the team here in Kenya. We're really looking forward to Pearl this year. Honestly, I can't lie. It's probably one of my favorite events, and I hear the roads are nice and twisty, so I'm looking forward to some nice, smooth power sliding.
Okay, Hamza, thank you very, very
So
much.
see you all soon. Keep in touch on our social media channels, Hamza Anwar Racing, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the lot, and see you all soon.
Okay, all the best in Safari, and God bless.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We have the Hamza Anwar, and we're going for a break. When you get back, more of your motorsporting stories.